So today I'm going to discuss about spouse's profession, career, and job. How we can predict the native spouse's career or job. As we can see here, this is a chart of Gemini ascendant, and Venus is placed with Mercury and Sun. Moon is placed in seventh house in sign of Sagittarius. Jupiter and Saturn are present in the fourth house. Rahu is present in second house. Ketu is present in eighth house. Mars is present in 12th house. So this is the chart of the male native, and we are going to predict the spouse's profession. For spouse's profession, generally the planets in the 7th can indicate the nature of the profession, because the 7th house is telling about the spouse. So it is also describing their personality. Usually people can take up profession related to their personality. Suppose say Venus is in 7th house, then the spouse can be a interior designer or a makeup artist or an actor or something to do with the arts and music, or the native spouse can be into business of women's clothing. So generally the planets in the 7th can indicate the spouse's profession. In this case, the native's wife is a college lecturer or professor, which is easily seen because the sign Sagittarius is in the 7th house. The Sagittarius represents higher learning, education, college education, teaching, publishing, spreading knowledge, publishing books. Anything to do with college and education is ruled by Sagittarius. Now, Venus is also placed with Mercury. Mercury is another planet of education. Although lower education is ruled by Mercury, higher education is ruled by Jupiter. Mercury means communication. So the spouse can be related to some form of communication. Here, as a lecturer, your job is to uh, teach students, which is happening mainly through communication. So here the native's wife is always engaging with other people. Now another method to check the profession is to see the 10th house from the 7th house. If we count 10 houses from 7th house, we arrive at the 4th house of the chart. Here Jupiter and Saturn is placed. Jupiter is again indicating a career related to teaching and publishing. So we have three instances of the clue of the spouse's profession. One is the sign Sagittarius is in the 7th house, indicating the spouse to be in some academic field. Venus is with Mercury, which represents again some form of communication related thing. Venus itself is in Gemini, and the 4th house is occupied by Jupiter, which is the planet of education. Again, Mercury and Jupiter, when it is involved, we can clearly say that some form of education related line the spouse can be into. Now, again, it can be very different. Not all Gemini ascendant is going to marry a spouse who is into teaching profession. Sagittarius can also represent broadcasting, journalism, and export import, foreign languages, and so on. So the list of profession is endless, but among these professions, any one can be fitting. So we have to narrow down the profession and then we have to choose one. So if you are getting a matchmaking alliance, let's say and the spouse is a teacher and you see that you are a Gemini ascendant, then you can come into a conclusion that you would marry this person. That's how you use astrology, because there are endless possibilities for each of the signs and the houses and the planets. Moon can even represent hotel business here, because the second lord is hotels, moon is food, and seventh house is business. So the spouse can be into restaurant or hotel business as well. Moon is also about sea and ships, so the spouse can be into sailing career. I have seen sometimes Sagittarius represents ships and shipbuilding. So the possibilities are endless, and each chart is a unique thing. And if you see here, Saturn is in 10th house, so the spouse career can be blocked sometimes. And true to that, this person's wife has had a lot of career breaks often, because Ketu is also in the second house of the spouse's earnings, which is blocking the spouse's income at times. So I hope this is helpful, and I will connect you in another video. Thank you.